Lights, sirens, and crime scene tape taking over one of Chicago's most notable streets.
The dust hasn't settled yet in the FBG Duck case. A recent revelation about Lil Durk's role has left many people shaking their heads in disbelief. Brand new evidence submerged during the recent days that exposed how the rapper Lil Durk was in fact involved in the hit on Duck. Durk was in contact with Duck's assailants, and he was part of the incident that ended Duck's life. The rap community was met with a somber incident when news broke of FBG Duck's premature passing at the age of 26. The bustling thoroughfares of downtown Chicago became the backdrop for a heart-rending event, wherein the rapper's life was abruptly claimed by a tragic shooting. FBG Duck had been engaged in a shopping expedition within the refined environs of the Gold Coast district, accompanied by two companions. The tranquility of the moment was abruptly shattered as two vehicles carrying armed assailants swiftly approached, unleashing a hail of bullets that targeted the trio. Carlton D. Weekly, known by his stage name FBG Duck, succumbed to the injuries he sustained, and he was pronounced deceased upon his arrival at Northwestern Memorial Hospital. His passing left a poignant void within the realm of music. The enduring resonance of his final words before the tragic assassination continues to reverberate throughout the music industry to this very day. August 4th, 2020 saw the dawning of a day that held profound significance for FBG Duck. This day, filled with anticipation and optimism, carried a unique weight for him, signifying the opportunity to select gifts in preparation for his son's imminent birthday, scheduled just a week later on the 11th. Among the multifaceted roles FBG Duck embraced, that of a devoted father held a special place. Accompanied by his girlfriend, he embarked on a journey that morning with the destination set for the Gold Coast district, a renowned enclave of opulence and upscale boutiques nestled in the close proximity to the downtown core of the city. Unbeknownst to FBG Duck, external adversaries had orchestrated a sinister scheme with him firmly in their crosshairs. At precisely 4:10 p.m. on the iconic Oak Street, FBG Duck was present within the surroundings. Stepping out of the vehicle driven by his girlfriend, he patiently queued outside an establishment. This mission to acquire gifts for his son's upcoming birthday was verified by his mother, a significant figure in the music world as Mama Duck. In the midst of contemplating his son's forthcoming delight, the bitter truth loomed. FBG Duck's own life was about to be tragically cut short, casting a shadow over the impending joy of his son's celebration, with only a fleeting span of time remaining. As FBG Duck stood outside, a malevolent plot was set in motion against him. This sinister design came to fruition with the assistance of an individual known as Ralph Turpin, who is also referred to as Teasy. Teasy disclosed Duck's whereabouts, consequently triggering the immediate mobilization of gang members eager to claim the promised reward. Under the watchful gaze of surveillance cameras, the initial stages of his nefarious plan were captured, revealing the covert maneuvers being undertaken. The assailants, identified as Charles Liggins, also recognized as C-Murder, Christopher Thomas, alias C-Thang, Kenneth Robertson, also known as Kenny or Kenny Mac, and Marcus Smart, acknowledged as Muaf, were captured on video dashing down a stairwell situated at Parkway Gardens on the intersection of 63rd and Martin Luther King Drive. Based on sworn statements, Muaf and an accomplice entered a Ford Fusion registered under DeCarlo's offer, also known as Los. Concurrently, as per FBI accounts, C-Murder joined the other two individuals within a Chrysler 300. Meticulous investigation efforts led to the retracing of the route taken by these vehicles from Parkway Gardens to the location of the tragic incident, utilizing footage from video surveillance systems and police POD cameras. The moments that transpired thereafter were all it took for FBG Duck to be ambushed and meet an untimely demise at the hands of his assailants. A series of noteworthy events unfolded within this crucial time frame. The exact moment FBG Duck exited his vehicle on Oak Street, federal records affirm that both the Fusion and the Chrysler were observed traveling in tandem within the 6200 block of South Wentworth, with a mere 5-second interval between them. This synchronized movement was validated by recorded sightings at no fewer than 7 additional locations. As the clock struck 4:14 p.m., police scanners came alive, transmitting communications indicative of an unfolding and rapidly evolving situation.
By getting a person with a gun, 570 East Oak, 57 East Oak, also getting the address of 46 East Oak. Caller states that there was a male black with reflective sunglasses and a black hoodie with a gun who was chasing another male who was last seen running westbound on Oak. The male with the weapon got into a black sedan and was last seen westbound. Also, the second ticket states that a male black just pulled out a gun on a group of females again fled in a black sedan. The offender was wearing a black hoodie. Nothing further.
At 4:15 p.m., scanner transmissions once again chronicled suspicious activities, encapsulating an incident where two males sought refuge within the confines of the Montclair store, citing the need to elude an undisclosed pursuer. As the inexorable passage of time pressed onward, the assailants inexorably zeroed in on their target, FBG Duck. The chronicles of the scanner transmissions at 4:21 p.m. offered a detailed account of three individuals within a black Infiniti vehicle stationed at 33 East Oak, proceeding westward on Oak Street. This sequence of events unfolded mere minutes prior to the tragic culmination of FBG Duck's fateful demise. Precisely at 4:26 p.m. along the initial stretch of East Oak Street, the assailants honed in on their intended objective. Converging upon the scene, both the Fusion and Chrysler vehicles aligned themselves with the dark-hued sedan previously operated by FBG Duck's girlfriend. Exiting from the passenger side of the Fusion, two individuals unleashed a barrage of gunfire aimed directly at FBG Duck, who sought cover behind his girlfriend's vehicle alongside another individual identified as Day Day. The latter, an innocent bystander, happened to be standing beside Duck during the incident and later recounted the events of that tragic day. Likewise, from the passenger side of the Chrysler, two perpetrators exited the vehicle. The primary individual among them immediately launched an attack against FBG Duck's girlfriend, while the second assailant directed a barrage of gunfire aimed directly at FBG Duck himself. Subsequently, the latter assailant rapidly disengaged from the scene, making a hasty retreat. Records indicate that FBG Duck's girlfriend endured dual gunshot wounds to her left wrist in the aftermath of the assault. In close proximity to Duck at the time, Day Day endured the impact of 3 gunshot wounds, leaving him in a profoundly critical condition that necessitated immediate medical attention.
Okay, we have a 10-1, 50 East Oak, shots fired, 10-1, 50 East Oak, shots fired. 1883 Robert, 10-1.
1830, so we got at least 2 people shot right here. 70 East Oak.
FBG Duck bore the impact of numerous gunshot wounds, propelling him into a harrowing struggle for survival, a battle mirrored by Day Day, who found himself in a similarly dire situation. Notably, initial reports surrounding the incident suggested FBG Duck was in possession of a firearm, a fact accentuated by the discovery of a weapon at the scene. However, this narrative was subsequently clarified by his mother, revealing that the firearm belonged to his female companion, who, in her defensive response, had utilized it.
Because she returned fire on them.
Oh, she had a gun and started shooting back.
Yes. She was licensed to carry, yes. He never went nowhere without nobody who couldn't be licensed to carry.
Tragically, FBG Duck, accustomed to the presence of individuals authorized to carry firearms, succumbed in the face of this lethal assault. The tragic sequence of events unfolded rapidly, culminating in his untimely passing. A day that commenced with the noble intentions of fulfilling paternal duties and selecting a gift for his son concluded in the cruel tragedy of his life being abruptly cut short in a brazen daylight attack. At 4:42 p.m. as per the clock, Scanner Communications unveiled a disheartening aftermath characterized by scenes of turmoil and devastation. Amidst the unfolding chaos, poignant details emerged, including the distressing report of a solitary male identified as Black, found in a critical state marked by severe injuries to the neck, a grim testament to the level of violence that had transpired. Upon arriving at the scene of crime, law enforcement personnel diligently collected evidence, retrieving a total of 38 spent cartridges that spanned a range of calibers, including a significant discovery of a .357 caliber casing. Concurrently, having fulfilled their tragic mission of ending FBG Duck's life, the assailants promptly shifted their focus toward executing an escape plan. During this pivotal juncture, the police scanners remained steadfast in disseminating real-time updates regarding unfolding developments. Remarkably, the movements of the Chrysler vehicle were systematically tracked, with the trajectory captured by police cameras in an additional 8 locations. Ultimately, their surveillance footage depicted the Chrysler's return to Parkway Gardens at precisely 4:56 p.m., as corroborated by testimonies outlined within official affidavit records. This visual record notably featured the emergence of C-murder from a passenger seat, further emphasizing the coordinated nature of the the unfolding events. FBG Duck's departure had a seismic impact, resonating not solely within the confines of the music industry, but also extending into the core of his personal life. Subsequently, his mother, who would later engage in an interview, introduced an entirely fresh perspective to the narrative enveloping the incident. The responsible parties behind this tragic incident managed to elude capture, seemingly shrouded in an air of evasion. On the subsequent day, August 5th, following the untimely passing of FBG Duck, reports emerged that Chicago law enforcement had located the Chrysler vehicle on the 2100 block of Gunderson and Berwyn. Subsequently, the vehicle was towed for examination. Further progress was achieved on August 13th, 2020 during a search operation that yielded a notable discovery, a handwritten note believed to hold significant information. This handwritten note appeared to contain entries listing social media accounts attributed to C-Murder, spanning both Facebook and Instagram. Additionally, associated phone numbers were included, featuring one linked to C-Murder himself and another referring to BM, presumably an abbreviation for baby mama. Amidst the tumult that climaxed in the tragic loss of FBG Duck's life, initial accounts had identified the getaway vehicles as a dark gray Chrysler and black Infiniti. However, subsequent investigative efforts yielded accurate information regarding the vehicles involved, conclusively identifying them as black Ford Taurus and a silver Chrysler 300. Of particular note, the license plates of the black Ford were traced back to a registration under the name Los.
Also a black Ford Fusion involved with a plate of Boy Union 19386.
Boy Young, squad, Boy Young. What's the plate on that Ford Fusion?
That's Boy Young 19386. Boy Young 19386. And that comes back to us to Carlos Alford from 6820 South Ada, a black 2016 Ford.
Guided by this lead, law enforcement delved deeper into their investigation, harnessing the potential of social media as a valuable resource. Through meticulous analysis of online posts laden with cryptic references to the shooting, coupled with interviews involving individuals connected to the incident, authorities assembled a comprehensive tapestry of evidence. This mosaic was further enhanced by an array of surveillance footage, collectively furnishing the momentum required for their subsequent arrest operations. 2 weeks after Duck's hit, a confidential informant who had been apprehended by Chicago law enforcement began cooperating with detectives and FBI agents. This informant disclosed a member of the Black Disciples gang, associated in some manner, initially put up a reward of $50K for anyone responsible for FBG Duck's demise. Subsequently, the reward was increased to $100K, as documented in police records. Further revelations emerged. Another person came forward stating that Duck was targeted, and that was all on record. While the identity of the individual believed to be behind the reward was redacted, the informant provided subtle clues. This enigmatic individual had required custom jewelry from the Black Disciples O-Block faction. That information was sufficient for people to realize that it was none other than King Von who put a bounty on Duck's head. Interestingly, the reference to King Von appearing in a YouTube video shortly after the unfortunate incident involving Duck has garnered attention. In the video, Von is seen proudly displaying valuable jewelry associated with the O-Block faction. Notably, Von held a prominent position within O-Block, the faction linked to the housing project near 64th Street and MLK Drive. Following Von's tragic demise in Atlanta, a significant development occurred when the federal authorities issued a comprehensive indictment in September of 2021, charging individuals with racketeering and murder. Initially, law enforcement was directing suspicions toward 5 members of the O-Block group, whether as active members or affiliated associates, in connection with Duck's untimely passing. Subsequently, a 6th individual was also apprehended, but further details on this will be addressed subsequently. As mentioned before, C-Murder, Kenny Mac, Los, C-Thang, and Muwop were on the watch, and they got busted relatively quickly. There's also another individual involved. However, he tragically took his own life shortly before the trial proceedings, as detailed in official police records. Kenny Mac found himself as the initial apprehension in the intricate web of the Duck case. His arrest unfolded in February of 2021, a mere few weeks subsequent to being slapped with first-degree murder charges concerning a Dalton shooting incident, resulting in a fatality and injuring 2 women. Kenny Mac is presently in federal custody, contending with an array of felony charges related to this particular case as well. Charges have also been lodged against a 6th alleged participant affiliated with the O-Block crew in connection with the incident involving the demise of FBG Duck, a prominent figure in the rap scene. This figure in question, Ralph Turpin, aged 33 and known by the monikers Tall or Teasy, now confronts charges linked to a homicide tied to racketeering. Furthermore, the scope of charges extends to a conspiracy to commit murder as part of racketeering. This significant development was officially communicated by the U.S. Attorney's Office in a formal statement. Just a few days ago, the FBI released a set of documents that unveil further intricacies surrounding the Duck case, shedding light on the exact sequence of events and the individual responsible for divulging Duck's location to his rivals. Among the disclosed materials is footage of the THF Teasy positioned near a window, apparently observing something outside. A notable twist arises. This visual could pertain to a moment either post the fatal incident or potentially just before the events unfolded. Furthermore, message exchanges have surfaced, detailing a conversation between Teasy and Mac, the latter having been previously mentioned due to his involvement with the vehicle used in the targeted attack. The breadth of the FBI's investigation encompasses a wide array of evidence, even extending to a screenshot extracted from a text conversation that provides a clear indicator of critical details. Intriguingly, the circulating rumors regarding Teasy's intent to personally engage with Duck are validated by the evolving revelations. However, it appears that Mac and other individuals had already initiated contact with Duck prior to Teasy's anticipated involvement, subsequent to him sharing the crucial location. Another noteworthy facet involves Durk, whose name has emerged within the context of the indictment, courtesy of D-Thang. According to the indictment, Teasy engaged in a phone call during which he explicitly inquired about D-Thang's contact information. This was followed by an instruction to the individual on the line, urging them to facilitate communication between Teasy and D-Thang. Remarkably, numerous witnesses are expected to testify, affirming that D-Thang is indeed the older sibling of Lil Durk. Moreover, these witnesses are poised to reveal that Durk holds a prominent position within the hierarchy of the Black Disciples gang. Astonishingly, it's also been alleged that certain actions attributed to Durk, both past and present, are interconnected with a broader indictment. The narrative suggests his affiliation with the Black Disciples faction closely aligned with O-Block. However, the narrative continues to unfold. Teasy's involvement doesn't merely conclude with revealing Duck's location. He took it a step further by surveilling the situation to confirm Duck's presence, potential departure. Positioned across the street, Teasy engaged in a phone conversation while intently observing Duck for a considerable span of time. It was a matter of several minutes during which he maintained visual contact. Then, at the precise juncture of 4:26 p.m., the moment materialized when Duck became a target of bullets. What's even more astonishing is that Teasy, unfazed by the gunfire, crossed the street to approach Duck immediately following the barrage of shots. His intent was to get a first-hand assessment, verifying whether the intended outcome had been indeed achieved. Another layer of the indictment presented by federal authorities revealed a critical sequence of events illuminating C-Murder's active involvement in attempting to conceal the unfolding situation. C-Murder took initiative to communicate with his incarcerated associates, strategizing to obscure the unfolding incident. A particular individual referred to as Duke was contacted by C-Murder, tasked with disseminating a message. Duke's role was to communicate the urgency for everyone to replace their phones, an action intended to obfuscate their electronic trails. During this time, C-Murder seemingly held the belief that the case against them lacked substance, deeming it weak. In reference to the footage presented to him of the scene of the crime, C-Murder contended that neither his face nor the faces of his companions were identifiable due to their masked appearances. Furthermore, he asserted that the video capturing him and his co-defendants engaging in various activities within Parkway Gardens, such as traversing the stairwells, held negligible significance and essentially lacked credibility. An intriguing twist emerges a day following Duck's demise, as his girlfriend received a text message from Teasy. This message contained a trifecta of laughing emojis, a seemingly baffling and perplexing gesture. Evidently, a witness is poised to attest that Duck's girlfriend did not share an amicable rapport with Teasy, potentially due to her child communicating directly with him via phone. Adding another layer to the narrative, another witness, a longtime acquaintance of Teasy's, may reveal that Teasy harbored substantial animosity toward Duck. Speculation suggests that this underlying resentment could be rooted in jealousy, stemming from Duck's prior relationship with Teasy's ex-partner. The emergence of Durk's name within these documents didn't exactly send shockwaves through the narrative. Given his status as D-Thang's sibling, it was a foreseeable outcome that his name would be referenced in connection with the case, albeit for reasons tied to family association. However, the question on many minds is whether this development will significantly impact Durk's reputation and potentially lead to allegations against him. Speculations abound, suggesting that such an outcome might be in the cards. Recent times have presented Durk with a series of challenges. He confronted health issues that necessitated hospitalization, followed by unexpected cancellations of several tour engagements, including an absence from the Rolling Loud event in Miami last month. In an attempt to lighten the atmosphere, Durk shared an update hinting at his recovery progress with a clever nod to his album's title, humorously stating, "Almost healed." However, this new development introduced a fresh layer of complexity could potentially disrupt Durk's creative flow and trajectory. Certain individuals anticipate that Durk might face significant legal scrutiny from law enforcement. No people are right Durk is cooked. They are laying the groundwork to wrap Durk up in a completely separate case, mark my words. The FBI has a high conviction rating. They don't put out statements like that without a plan. And another one was right there too. Another comment wrote, "Doesn't a superseding indictment mean the more charges and possible more co-defendants are expected to be added to this case? If that's true, then it's pretty evident they coming for more people. And Durk being mentioned, it gives the likelihood of him being added very possible." In the wake of these intricate revelations surrounding the FBG Duck case, the layers of complexity continue to unravel, shedding light on the deeply intertwined web of events that transpire. The inclusion of Lil Durk's name within this narrative, while expected due to his familial ties, has triggered discussions about potential implications for his reputation and legal standing. As the intricate legal processes unfold, the possibilities remain uncertain. Some voices within the disclosure speculate that Durk might find himself facing substantial challenges from legal authorities, while connections to his brother D-Thang and the broader circumstances could potentially weigh on his image. It is paramount to remember that these are speculative discussions at this stage. Twists and turns within this case, as well as the broader challenges Durk has faced in recent times, have brought a cloud of uncertainty over his artistic journey. As this complex saga continues to unfold, the landscape remains fluid, reminding us of the intricate tapestry that underlies both the world of music and the realm of legal proceedings.